I'm DX from RuneNews, continuing on our look into the evolution of combat. This edition, we're going to look into the melee system. As you can see, I'm decked out in full Torva, which I think is the most expensive outfit you can get in Runescape. And you get to wear it free in beta testing. It's probably the only time I'll ever get to wear this armor, so I'm going to take full advantage of it. Now that I'm decked out in my armor, let's get me some weapons. As you can see here, it's got pretty much all the dragon stuff, which is pretty nifty. And there you go, a dragon pickaxe there as well. Dragon longsword, the scimitar. And the scimitar. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'll go with that. And also the Armadal godsword, which is, I think, the most expensive godsword in RuneScape. And also you got the other swords there, your Ceradoma one. Got your Visselvine whip, your normal whips, I think around here somewhere. Anyway, we're going to go, I think, well, we're going to go with double weapons, so I need to grab a few weapons here. I'll grab the dragon scimitar. I'll also grab an Armadal godsword, because I'd look kick-ass in that. Alright, so that's that part of it. Now I'm going to get some offhand weapons. Now these are weapons you can actually wear in your other hand, where under normal circumstances your shield would be. So I'll grab a weapon. I'll see what we've got here. We've got offhand, got dragon battle axe, offhand dragon dagger, dragon mace, longsword, and another dragon scimitar. So I'm going to grab that one. And check this out. Watch what happens when I wield this both. There's the scimitar here, which appears just behind you now. And the other one. Now does that look nasty or what? Wait till I start poning monsters with that. And you notice my stance is different now, it's like it's stuck in the pocket. I'm also going to show you that the reward shop in Dungeoneering here also stocks offhanded weapons, offhanded chaotics. Okay, I've just opened up the rewards area for the Dungeoneering section. As you can see, because we're in beta test mode now, all this stuff is, all the main weapons are free at the moment. And I'm assuming they'll be free when the public gets a chance to beta test as well. So what I need to do is I need to pick a weapon, or I could pick a weapon. And there you go, right there, look at that. Offhanded chaotic raper. If one chaotic raper was bad enough, imagine what two will do. Also the offhanded chaotic longsword and the offhand chaotic crossbow, which I will use when I demonstrate the range. Oh, I should advise people that right now, as it stands at the moment in beta testing mode, you've got 990 hit point. That's at your max. However, it doesn't change if you're in perfect health and put on new armor. For some reason it doesn't change, and where you got the sound effects on, you start hearing like a heartbeat and stuff like that, so it indicates that you're low on food. I'm assuming that'll get changed when as the game gets closer to being fully adapted into the game. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this test. Right now I'm going to put some special attacks into the keybind. And just remember, I've got 5 lines of this, as I mentioned in the previous video. The best way to do this is to keep your momentum going, and your momentum bar, which is here. To try and keep your attacks constant, so you can work up enough to drop a major attack on your opponents. But I should note that once you do that, you drop a major one, the momentum bar will go all the way back down to the start, and you have to work your way up again. I'll also show you now the drag and drop system, which I find is pretty useful in this. Like, alright, here we've got slice. As you can read the description there, it does up to 200% damage. Alright, so I'm going to drag that into here in the keybind, and that's now locked in position. The same thing you can do with all these things too, but you've got to look carefully at a lot of these abilities, because some of them you may want, but you don't have the right weapon. Or say you got a two-handed weapon, which I've got the godsword for, so I'll use that later. I'll use that. Right now I'm just customizing the piece right now. you can use like these combinations. They do have a cooldown period as well. Alright, I mentioned backhand. I'm going to put that in because I think that's funny. It stuns your opponent saying, what's he doing? That's the one thing I said about presets. There should be like presets because you don't really want to do all this stuff yourself because it just takes too long. See, what I've done here is I've selected like 12 attacks from the attack here. Or I've mixed and matched, obviously. I've mixed and matched a few special attacks from the normal attack, strength, yeah, and I think that's it. Because I'm just going to go in there and just go crazy. And that's now all on my bottom line. And if I don't like one, of them, say if I don't like the slice, I'll drag it to the trash can, and it's gone. So I'm going to put the slice back in now. Ding. Alright, I've just arrived in Falador, and I mentioned this earlier on. The same supply shops and armor shops are found here as well. As you can see, they're all gathered around there. I'll see if supplies stop as well. Okay, I'm now in the Tavali dungeon, and so I'm going to start going to town on some of these dragons. But first, I'm going to take my anti-fire and my overload. Luckily, in beta mode, you lose any hit points. Now, when fighting these dragons, you can build up your momentum bar real quickly by selecting some of these options that you can do. And the higher it goes, the more options that become available at certain points. So, alright, let's go take some on. Let's go take on some of these dragons. We'll take on this blue dragon here, which is level 106. Alright, here we go. Fight's now underway. Now we're going to start using some specials here. Watch this. As you notice there, some things just flashed. Here, I'm going to use backhand to stun them. Smack, there you go. Dismember. It's like creates a blood effect. Alright, now Fury. There you go, it's like slicing a pizza. Now Slaughter. Smack. That was nasty. Now Destroy. Now, as you probably noted during that fight, is certain items here which are still not ready yet, or not re-ready yet. That's the cooldown period. You get a chance to use it. And while I said the momentum bar is building, alright, as you can see, there are a couple of options just became available. These are the big ones. Frenzy. Watch this. And goodbye, Mr. Dragon. Huh. But you do have to still be wary about your hit points because they will go down. And also, eating food will also make your momentum bar go down a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna use another major attack on these guys, on this dragon here. Alright, I've just made him dizzy. We'll kill this dragon here and I'll switch to the God Sword. And I'll start doing some two-handed stuff with magic with the God Swords. And doing all this stuff in quick succession builds up your momentum. And goodbye to that guy. Alright. Okay, I've now switched to the God Sword. And we're going to start tearing apart these dragons with the God Sword. I'll have some new abilities now with the fact that I'm using a God Sword. And you can use all these attacks in quick succession to build up your momentum bar. Alright, smash. I didn't even get a chance to use a special on that guy. Oh, I'll use Dismember. It looks a bit, some of the stuff can look a bit gory, but you know, Alright, here we go. I've got some chance to use some weapons. Here we go. Two-handed melee weapon. This is a pulverized attack. And no, that was not a normal earthquake you just saw. That was just me dismembering the dragon with that attack. Alright, I'm gonna try and use another attack on these dragons and see what happens. I'm gonna try and use another big attack. Alright, I'm just checking my... Yep, I can still... I believe you can... You'll hear the sounds when your overload wears out, and your Alright, so I don't want to risk it, so I'm gonna take another anti-fired potion right now. Alright, here we go. I've got a chance to use it. I used pulverize earlier. I'm gonna use meteor strike now. Watch this. Bang! 3,100 plus damage on him, dragon. And this is going to be the end of him right now. Yeah, thanks for coming. Now, I did say that eating food lowers your momentum bar a bit, and I'm going to show you right now. You see? It's like you do a lot of these in quick succession, and it builds up your momentum bar quickly, and it gives you a quicker chance to use some more abilities. So look at me, I'm just going crazy right now with all these abilities, and just to keep the momentum bar going, and that helps. I'll get it. Here we go. I just did the meteor strike and I just did the pulverize for you. Yeah, take that. I just backhanded him for 711. Overpower is a useful attack, but it drains your momentum bar back to 0. But this is the key to make it to the keybind, because if you didn't use the keybind, you'd be going over here to the ability book, which you could still do, and all the stuff works here as well. But having the keypad, the keybind there, gives you like a whole list of options you could use. And also, like I just did there, I just did the hurricane attack. You notice some of these things in red line here where it says dual wielded melee weapons. I can't do that with just a god sword. But the key to this combat system is just to work up your bar, is to work up your momentum bar so you can do more special attacks. And the fact that you can do so many special attacks so quickly is a bonus, and you can continue to do them and continue to build up your momentum bar before you drop a big before you drop a bomb on somebody. All right, I'm gonna do one more. I hope, one thing I do hope though, is this annoying information bar directly above what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to do, disappears. I hope yeah, where it's got the description of what you're going to do. I do hope that disappears. There you go. Yeah. But naturally, you do have to watch your health. You do have to watch your hit points. But just remember, in beta mode, this is completely safe. And there is an option in the beta window, you want to import your save file. And right, where it'll import from where you are in the game before you started playing the beta test. It'll pull you over to here, to the beta test, but with what you're currently wearing in the normal world. And it will not affect what you're wearing in the normal world. Well, I guess that's pretty much all I get to show you here for the combat system, for the melee part anyway. Anyway, I'm DX from RuneNews. Continuing on with our look into the evolution of combat.